But this is my old sleep system. It works just fine. This is how I used to do it. Just with a sleeping bag that I already had and a cheap pad. Hey everybody, my name's John and welcome to my channel. You can stay warm hammock camping with a sleeping bag and a pad. Stay with me, we'll get started. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you know I switched to a underquilt and a top quilt. But this is how I used to do it. I just used to take a pad. This is just a thermarest pad. And it's got a reflecting side, this silver side, and the other side is this green. But you want to put this side up, the silver side is what goes up. You want to lie on it. Now my hammock is double layered. This is a war bonnet, XLC Blackbird. And you can get the kind that have 2 layers. And this pad will fit right between here. I'll show you how I do it. You just take the reflecting side. And you just go in this way with it. Now, a sleeping bag works just fine. You don't need a top quilt. A top quilt's just easier. It's hard to get in and out of a sleeping bag when you're in a hammock. If you've ever done it before, you know what I'm talking about. The R value rating for this pad is 3.5. It'll go down to like 20 degrees. But if you look at the graphs, you can go to the website, Thermarest, and they have a temperature graph for all of their pads. And for this particular pad, if you look at it, once it gets to 20 degrees, anything below that, it drops off real quick. It just won't handle it. Now, I've camped at 25 degrees Fahrenheit, and I didn't have any problems whatsoever, and I'm pretty sure I could take it down to 20 degrees. This system, this is how I used to do it. I use this sleeping bag and this pad, and it works. It works where I camp. Now, if you get it into real cold areas, you'll have to do something different. I just want to stress how important it is to get some insulation underneath. Don't attempt to hammock camp in the wintertime without insulation underneath. If you don't have a pad, you'll freeze to death. You'll be up jogging in place. I've done it before. Don't do it. When you go to mount up and get in your hammock, when you use a sleeping bag, you need to kind of position it. All right, this is the way I do it. I position my foot about where I want it, and I kind of know about where the middle I need to sit. It's just, you have to experiment with it. Get my feet in the foot box. Now this is the time you want to adjust your pad before you get settled into your sleeping bag. Make sure you're on your pad. Whatever you do, don't get off your pad, and you'll have to adjust it to your liking. But since I lie at an angle, I'm going to make sure my pad's at an angle. Now this is the hard part. It's easy to get your feet in, but see, this is the mummy bag, and so I need to get it up over my head. So I need to kind of pull out some of the slack. It binds right in here and it's hard to zip. But you can work with it and get it. The sleeping bag works fine. It's just easier with the top quilt, because you don't have to worry about the zippers, and it just goes on top. You put your feet in the foot box and you just go on with it. Just like that. You just have to work with it. It's a little bit more difficult to use a sleeping bag in a hammock, but you can do it. It's cheaper to use your equipment you already have, and then you'll actually graduate up to a top quilt once you start hammock camping quite a bit. Another disadvantage of using the pad instead of an underquilt is that the pad won't wrap around your shoulders like an underquilt will. When you get an underquilt, it wraps up and it'll cover the contour of your hammock. It'll come up and it'll cover your shoulders, where your pad, you're not really covering your shoulders. And you may have to stuff some, like a coat or something on this side on your shoulder, so you don't get cool during the night. But it'll work. You can work at it, you can adjust it, and it'll work just fine. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to me, hit that bell so you'll get notified on my next video. Thank you for watching.